It's now official. Fox News is calling the Virginia governor's race for Republican Glenn Youngkin.
And Youngkin will be the first Republican governor elected in a dozen years.
I, Glenn Youngkin, do solemnly swear.
I come to this office ready to lead and serve starting on day one.
Hours after he was sworn in as Virginia's new governor, Glenn Youngkin signed 11 executive orders.
First bans the teaching of, quote, divisive concepts, including critical race theory in public schools.
Executive Order number 2, it would allow parents to choose whether or not their children wear a mask.
The law will go into effect March 1st after Republicans teamed up with a handful of Democrats to pass it. It lets parents decide whether or not to have their children wear a mask in school.
We went to work on day one, driving forward our agenda. 11 executive actions, 59 bills in our House and our Senate, 25 budget amendments to put our day one game plan to work.
Glenn Youngkin spoke to a joint session of the legislature about what he wants for the future of the Commonwealth. More funding for classrooms, more pay for teachers, more funding for law enforcement, and reduced taxes for Virginia families.
Now, Governor Youngkin has made school choice and charter schools part of his education agenda.
Governor Glenn Youngkin paid a visit to Roanoke, touring Carilion Roanoke Memorial Hospital before announcing his COVID action plan.
Getting more people vaccinated, giving more support to hospitals, and introducing clear guidelines on when you should take a COVID test.
This executive order will lift some red tape and allow healthcare providers to get the additional hospital bed space, supplies, and staffing that they need.
Today, Governor Youngkin is pushing his plans to help more Virginians save money.
Turns out the Commonwealth is sitting on a big budget surplus and momentum building to send the money back into people's wallets.
That gives us the funds to cut taxes and invest in education, law enforcement, and mental health.
As prices zap disposable income, what do you want to see in Virginia?
Eliminate our grocery tax, double our standard deduction, have a very large tax rebate, exclude $40,000 of our veterans' retirement benefits from being taxed. We can have a tremendous reduction in taxes in Virginia, but we've got some work to do on our budget to get that done.
He says in order to keep people from leaving Virginia, he wants to make it more affordable to live here.
Everybody wants to come to Virginia now, Martha.
Alarm.com is set to expand in the state, creating 180 new research and development jobs.
And now the tech giant is investing more than $300 million in Virginia.
And Rocket Labs has picked Virginia to be the focal point for their next generation space launch vehicle, the Neutron rocket.
Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is keeping his promise to donate his salary to charity.
The first Spirit of Virginia Award. Now, the award recognizes unique qualities and standout achievements across the Commonwealth.
Glenn Youngkin will have signed more than 700 bills into law by the end of this day, many of them fulfilling campaign promises.
Glenn Youngkin signed an executive order focusing on recycling here in the Commonwealth.
Governor Glenn Youngkin asked the General Assembly to use emergency funding to help with security at historically black colleges and universities.
I think it's really important to be clear that, in fact, we're not going to put up in Virginia with our four-legged friends, dogs and cats, being mistreated. And I think this is the common sense approach that Virginians were looking for when they elected us.